for. So all right, so let's jump into the defensive backs today. So just to start, just the season overview. What we got used to last year. Again, no Travis Hunter this year. So once we get that out of the way, I think I don't want to say we're done talking about him, because at some point during the season we're going to say, well, if Travis was here, and again he's not. So let's take a look at segment. So let's look. Season 24 season overview. So opponent passing completion percentage. Colorado allowed a 58.46% completion rate. This ranked 74th nationally out of 134 FBS teams. So somebody asked last week, how many FBS teams are there? So last year there's 134. This year there's 136, with 2 teams added that actually the Buffs play against one of them, which is Delaware. The other is Missouri State. So there is now 136 FBS teams. So opponent yards per completion. So the opposing QBs average 11.1 yards per completion. So this puts CU 31st nationally, which again, pretty good when you start breaking it down into tiers. So opponent yards per completion, very, very good. They're very good last year. Now, I think when you did watch the spring game, the Buffs, we knew some ball hawks were going to be needed. And basically a reload was coming. So after we, again, like I said, watch the spring game, even look at the guys that have departed. Yeah, absolutely. I don't like calling it a rebuild, but a reload. Again, the way that the Buffs attack the transfer portal. So let's take a look at the departures and impact before we get to the additions, the returners, then the additions. So obviously, no more Travis Hunter. Huge loss, irreplaceable. The craziest part was last year, you would sit there and think to yourself, okay, so is he a better wide receiver or corner? Like you could not identify it. I know I struggled with that. I would ask myself that all the time. What's he going to play in the NFL? Wide receiver or corner? And it was just, I don't think there's a right answer. I think they're both right answers, I should actually say. So, as you've seen at Jaguar camp, it looks like he is going to be playing both sides. So, which is awesome. So really excited to see that. How did they rank in the Big 12? I'd have to pull that, but I would say more than likely in the top 5. Just ranked as 30. Where were we at? 31st nationally. I would say they're probably in the top 5 in the Big 12 ranked for opponent yards per completion. So now we move on. Shiloh. So Shiloh Sanders, again, he's at Tampa Bay right now. So it sounds like he's having making his mark there, having a really good camp. So reliable coverage safety, and essentially out due to eligibility. Cameron Silman Craig, the Shark. So again, consistent starter, really good. He was one of the guys that popped off tape last year. I don't even remember what game. I think it was the Baylor game. No, I shouldn't even say that. We were watching, maybe it was Baylor, and maybe it was before that. Looked over at my wife and said, "Who is number 7?" And we just sat. I was like, "Oh, okay." So then it all clicked who he was, and I was like, "Man, he is just making play after play," because he kept jumping off the screen at me. Then we had and then Miles Slusher transferred to Arkansas. Colton Hood. So that one hurt. This one hurt. Moved to transferred to Tennessee. So these losses alone take away experience, playmaking, leadership from the defense. Good question. Which DB do you have taking Travis Hunter's spot? We'll talk about that. As far as like at the outside corners, correct? So if you want to answer that one, but I believe that's what you're talking about. Now, the returning DBs, who's still around? DJ McKinney. So this guy is, rated as a top 3 cornerback in the this spring's 2026 NFL draft. This dude can play. You watch him play even against Oklahoma State. The pick 6 he had, amazing player that he's going to have a big year. And again, we talked about it. People saying all this and that about what's happening at camp right now. Again, we don't know the situation, the drill. There's no help. It's a whole different ball game at camp when it's just one on one. Most individuals aren't, and especially Omario Miller. There's not a lot of people that can just cover him with no help, no nothing, and just here you go. Those kind of nothing. So there's not a lot not a lot of people can do that. So, but again, the top returning DB, 62 tackles last year, three interceptions, had a team high in pass breakups in 24, a contender for all Big 12, and again, like we talked about, 2026 top three corner in this coming April's draft. Preston Hodge. So he got an extra year of eligibility. So he will. I was reading somewhere maybe a couple months ago that they were going to try to play him outside. Hopefully, he continues at nickel. He does have a different number this year, so you'll see him in number 4 this year, returning slot. And what I like to do is Robert Livingston said he called him the straw that stirs the drink for his technical skills. So he is really excited for the year that these two are returning. It's huge. And then last year, Carter Stoutmeyer. So these are just kind of the guys that I wanted to elaborate a little more on. But Carter Stoutmeyer, again, another good safety. So recorded 42 tackles, 7 pass breakups, and then one more, RJ Johnson. So, and we'll dive into him a little bit more. But I really like what we see. The third back, yeah, we're gonna get to that. I promise. The other outside back. So here's some of the additions. Transfers, Makari Vickers. So this one, I was pumped when they got him. So this was more in the what do you call it? The winter portal in December. So from Oklahoma, former 4-star recruit. So he should, and again, he may be one that we see competing for a starting role. Tayon Parks from Illinois State, 3-star. He had a great 2024, 43 last season, 43 tackles, 11 pass breakups, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble. He was a top FCS corner last year. So, and then Noah King. This is one that I'm talking about. So, from Kansas State, he committed. Is a 25 class. He ended up, he was at Kansas just from, I think, even early enrolled from January to April, hit the portal and ended, moved to CU. But Noah King, he was just playing high school football last year, getting ready for his senior year. So he has 4 years of eligibility remaining. A younger guy, someone that I'm really, really excited for to watch him develop and grow. Tiresias Davis, from Wyoming, 3-star transfer. He originally committed to Utah and then decommitted from there and is now a Buff. My favorite get of the whole bunch, Tawfiq Byard, from South Florida, former 3-star safety, adding depth. His brother is Kevin Byard in the NFL, but really excited for what he's going to bring. Even watching him in the spring game, he can hit. Dude plays downhill, and then ball hawk as well. So I'm excited for Tawfiq. Terrence Love from Auburn, former 4-star prospect. So prospect meaning out of high school. Really, really fantastic. And again, we start breaking these down and looking what they were coming out of high school. These are 4-star guys. Fantastic players. So really, really exciting. And then the freshman, TJ Branch. This dude had a fantastic spring game. Again, coming in as a freshman from Northwestern High School out of Miami, Florida, 6'2", 6'2" safety. Tons of potential here. And I believe it was Penn State he originally committed to, decommitted from there, and then now he's a Buff. So, yeah, just super excited for that. Now, what I do have as of right now, and again, this can change, but your left cornerback, I would so we'll go to the depth chart right now. Left cornerback, I would put RJ Johnson there. And again, we'll see. Been a lot of talk of him. There's been videos that come, either positive or negative. But we'll see. RJ Johnson, is my guess right now, or you'll see, or I guess I say Tiresias Davis, the transfer from Wyoming. Your right cornerback, DJ McKinney, and then obviously nickel is going to be Preston Hodge with that extra year of eligibility, and then your strong safety Tawfiq Byard. I think they have a very, very good secondary. Really excited for this. We're going to see, and again, like I said, you don't replace Travis Hunter, but again, I think I don't want to say as a whole they're better, but I think depth as a whole, they are better. The depth, everything that's behind it, because you lose one corner or one of these players, there is a very good player ready to step back in and compete and play at a high level. Again, like we talked about, a lot of these dudes. So like, let's just look at it. Left cornerback. So I would say, and again, depending between RJ Johnson and Tiresias Davis, but you have Tayon Parks there, who we talked about. There's Ivan Yates, brings a lot, grad transfer. We look, and then you go back to the right cornerback, DJ McKinney. Behind him is Makari Vickers. And again, another very, very, very good player. I haven't seen too much where they're putting Noah King, where he's getting reps either at left corner or right corner. And again, it does matter. I don't want to say it doesn't matter. It does matter. If you're the boundary corner or the field corner, it does matter where you play. But just kind of curious what they're going to do with Noah King. And again, that's the 4-star from Kansas State that we talked about. And then your strong safety, Tawfiq Byard, I have him starting. Terrence Love behind him, former 4-star. Free safety, Carter Stoutmeyer, that we talked about, really good returner. And then one that we did not get to, but John Slaughter. So 3-star prospect, 3-star transfer. He's coming over from Tennessee. So whether he gets that time there or TJ Branch, the freshman, we'll see what that looks like. But I'm this depth that CU is building everywhere on the roster. They have a very, very deep, very, very deep roster this year. And again, that's come week 4 or 5, once you start entering into Big 12 play and get in the thick of it, once the weather starts cooling down, this is when it's needed, right? The depth wins. So really, really excited for this next season. Again, this secondary one of probably, I would say my just basically what has come in. The rebuild of it is my second favorite behind the offensive line.